Hi, I'm ashmable12.com, and in this video I'm going to show you how to install PHP on a Windows server. So I'm just going to log in here as the administrator's account. Once you log in, Server Manager will automatically appear. If it doesn't, click on the bottom left icon and that will open up your Server Manager. Now first of all, we need to actually install CGI. If you've got this installed, great, but if you haven't, which I haven't here, so I'm just going to show you how to install it. If you go to Manage and then Add Roles and Features, you'll get these screens. Click Next. Make sure role-based or feature-based installation is selected. Select your server there. If you're just running one server like I am, then chances are there'll only be one there. So then once you get to server roles, go to web server ISS. Even though it says installed, if you click on the arrow next to it, you'll see some other stuff. Click on web server, once again the arrow, it says it's installed, but click on the arrow and then you'll see one that says application development. Click on the arrow to that and you'll see these. Make sure CGI here is ticked. You can also install some like ASP, other stuff, but since this is just PHP, we just need CGI. So click Next once you've selected CGI. We don't need to install any features, so click Next. This is a confirmation and just click Install. This shouldn't take long as it's just one tiny role. So anyway, let's just wait for this to finish. Okay, so that finished. Now we can click Close. So now we've got a CGI enabled, which enables us to use Fast CGI for PHP, will they provide an executable file. Anyway, so we can close down Server Manager, and basically what I have got here is in the root I have a test.php file, which I'm just going to delete now and show you how to get that test one. If you create a new text document, so just right click new text document there. Actually, if I just delete this one, so new text document, and we get that like that. Open this up and we can type in just some PHP. If I do PHP info, file save as, make sure this save as type is changed to all files, otherwise it just saves it as a text file. And we can just put this as test.php. Okay, and that gives us this file here. Now if I just close that down and load up the internet, if I go to localhost, as you can see the server's running fine, and if I go to that test.php file, we get this error here because the server cannot run a PHP file. So to get PHP installed, we need to download the file. So go to php.net, then go to the downloads section up here, click on the most recent version at the time, and then go to Windows, Binaries and Source. Now you want to select the zip file from either of these, either non-thread safe or thread safe. Most people, I presume, would use thread safe. I'm going to use thread safe, so click on the zip for that and then click open. It's 15 megabytes, so it shouldn't take long, but my slow internet speed, I'm just going to pause the video until this is done. Right, so that has downloaded. We can now close down the Internet Explorer, and then now you've got all these files, what you want to do is go to your C drive, or anywhere really, but C drive's good. New folder, PHP. Open this up and then basically just select all this, highlight them all, or Control A to select all, and then just drag them over into there and click OK. Or you can simply just right click and then cut and paste, or copy and paste rather. So close this down, the one you downloaded, and now we're working with this PHP folder on the C drive. So first what you want to do is actually enable the php.ini file. So if you go down, you'll see two, one called development and one called production. I'm going to use development as it gives you the ability to user errors and other features of PHP. Production is more of like a user-friendly type version, I suppose. But you can choose whichever one. Once you've chosen, just right click and copy, and then right click and paste, and you'll get this copied file here. If you just rename that to php.ini, it warns you that you're changing the file extension and it might become unusable, but it won't. Just click yes. And once we've got that, we can now open this up. If you go to edit, find, and type extension _dir, once you've found that, you want to remove this semicolon from here and put ext after that slash. It says on Windows here to use that for on Windows, but it doesn't really matter which one you choose, I suppose. It's both the same. You could just do that, but anyway, what you want to do now is close down this text file, or the php.ini file, and click save to that. And now what we want to do is install PHP Fast CGI. So we can close this down, go to the server manager, and once this is loaded up, if you go to Tools, Internet Information Services Manager here, IIS, this will load this configuration up here, or the manager. Click on the server on the left here, click no to this, and as you can see, we get Fast CGI settings here, which wasn't there before we had the CGI stuff and CGI here. So what we want to do is actually go to handler mappings. So if you click on that and go over here to add module mappings, a request path is star.php, so basically all PHP files, and in the module you want to select Fast CGI module. The executable is, if you go to the PHP file, so just go to your C drive, the PHP directory, and if you change this .dll to exe, and then select php-cgi, click open, and then you can name this whatever you want really. So I'm just going to put this as PHP Fast CGI, and then on the request restrictions, make sure file or folder is selected and click OK, and then click OK to this, and you'll get just a little confirm box here. Just click yes, and that's been added there. Now if we come out, so if you just click back on the server here, and if you're into Fast CGI settings, make sure that php-cgi file is in there, just to be on the safe side that it's actually been added and is usable. So now what you want to do is, if you click back on the server, down the right side here you need to restart the server just to get everything working. So click restart, it shouldn't take long. Okay, that's it. And now if we go to the internet, PHP should be working now. So if I go to localhost test.php, oops, we get a HTTP 500. Alright, I'm not sure what happened with that 500 error. Basically what I did to get this all working is I just removed, if that happened to you, I basically just removed this Fast CGI from the handler mappings. So click it and click remove, or right click remove, and I basically just did it again, and it magically just appeared to be working. So hopefully you can get that working. Now once you've got this working, you'll get this up here. Basically this is to say you've not set a time zone in PHP, so it's going to be using local or something, but what you need to do is set this in the PHP. So what we're going to be doing is go to the php.ini, and then what you want to do is edit find again, and type time zone. Now once you found time zone, come down to where it says date.timezone, remove the semicolon from there, and you need to add on here basically a time zone. So I'm just going to use UTC. You can find a time zone for your own, just search time zones on Google and you will get a time zone for, I don't know, say New York or whatever, another part of the world that's not using UTC, like with no time difference on it. So just search for Google on time zones for UTC or whatever, php.ini time zones, and so once you've done that, click save, and you can now close it and close this down, and you want to restart the server. So restart, and once that's done, if you go back to this page and refresh, you will get now PHP info has now been displayed and everything is up and running. So basically you now have a more standard, simplified version, or should I say basic version of PHP installed. You've got PHP installed to the basics, so for example SQL won't work and other such because you're not enabled that in the extension. So that will probably be a video in the future, or maybe if you're watching this in the future from when I created this, then maybe I've already done a MySQL video. But anyway, this is just the basics of installing PHP. It's not too bad. If you don't know what you're doing, it can be a little messy, and I've watched videos on YouTube which they go through a whole lot of other nonsense to get PHP working, where it's just basically copy some files over, enable Fast CGI, or some other things. So it's not really too hard. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.